Claudia, you have the most beautiful view in Putnam County.
I know.
How fortunate you are.
I do realize that.
And you have the view here by your beautiful flowers. Say hi, Claudia. You're on
I'm on?
5 minutes of fame here.
Oh, okay. Hi. This garden I started in last year, May 2019. And I'm teaching myself, so it's a lot of mistakes in spacing and growing and maintaining. So here we go. Let's see. This is butterfly weed that I transplanted from my field, and it just keeps growing and growing and growing and getting bigger. And it just, I don't deadhead it or anything, it just keeps growing. This is a Artemisia wormwood, got at Johnson's Nursery. And this is Veronica. And I thought I was getting the same thing, got a different kind. I do deadhead it when it looks like this. And it just keeps blooming. It will bloom all summer, and it just, you can't kill it. Easy plant. My thyme, I made a mistake there. You're supposed to trim it so that, see the green part? If you trim it when it's in the green, it'll just keep growing and growing. But I didn't do what they said to do, so it got brown, and now if I cut it off, it's just dead. It won't come back in that brown. So keep it trimmed. My Russian sage, one of my favorite things. It seems to be, I don't know if it's the heat, but it's getting kind of woody, especially the other one. It doesn't look as good as it used to. There's here, I've got a lot of annuals. These Diamond Frost and Diamond Snow and the Lantana. And I like how my black-eyed Susans have filled in. Right here, I just planted 5 Japanese anemones, so that's why that's blank. They're just babies. And I transplanted some yarrow from the field, and that's doing fine. Although I hear it sells seeds like crazy, and I may be sorry. And I probably will have to pull up a bunch of these black-eyed Susans because they spread so much. Now here's my Baptisia. This is its 2nd year, and the 1st year it flopped over, and I had to stake it up. But this year it is just huge, and if you, you know, we had that killing frost. If I cut all the blooms when that happened, if I hadn't and left the blooms, then it forms these seed pods. Can you see that? Mm-hmm. That are really attractive in arrangements. So I only have like 3 of those because I cut all my flowers. And I didn't believe them when they said it would get this big. So that's why everything's kind of crowded. This rose is going to have to come out because, for one thing, the wind blew it over, or something blew it over, and so it needs to go somewhere else. And then I'll maybe put some Russian sage in front of the Baptisia. Put more Russian sage, I guess.
Now this rose looks like it's very happy here.
This is that At Last, Sarah loves, Sarah Johnson. I think it's called At Last. It just blooms and blooms and blooms. And more annuals. And I kind of like how this has made a little wave in there. This is what we bought in Crossville last year, that barberry. Mm-hmm. It's got to come out. That's the wrong place for it. For one thing, this Baptisia is going to be so big, and this butterfly bush is so big, it's just, there's no room for it. But I'm learning as I go. And
how long has this butterfly bush been in?
This is its 2nd year. I just looked at a picture of it. It gets pretty big the 1st year. It's amazing. It was up to about a little bit above the wall there last year, which I thought was huge. But you have to keep hacking on it deadheading, or it starts getting thinner inside. So it needs light in there. And it doesn't take a whole lot of water. But I have just deadheaded this, but you can see it's just loaded with blooms. In the spring, this thing was amazing. This is a Grand Cascade that Sarah recommended at our meeting, and it is just gorgeous. And my poor peony, you can see,
Well,
it's coming out. There's another one hidden over there. It's coming out. This is my poor fennel, my beloved fennel. It took up this whole space, 7 feet tall, as you can see. Absolutely gorgeous. And one day it just fell over. I do not know why. So I've strapped it up, really attractive. And at least my hollyhocks can get some light now. That's the only place I could grow hollyhocks. Grew those from seeds. Because it's so windy out here, they need to have something behind them to make them stand up. These are basil from seeds. I let mine go to seed last year. I couldn't keep up with it. And I bet I had 10 basil plants come up. There's some under here. This was supposed to be a blackberry lily, and they sent me a shade plant instead. Isn't this fun?
I love those in arrangements.
Glomfera or something.
Fura, I think. I think it's UR. I don't.
Okay. But next year I'll put something in front of it because it's floppy. So see if I put like even that in front of it, it would hold it up and it would be so pretty.
Well, your lamb's ears look good.
I started those this year, and I carried them around in the car for a day, so I didn't think they were going to live. But, yep.
They look great.
And that's lavender.
And
rosemary, ARP, and more veronica. There's a blueberry bush and a tomato, which I don't like having here, but it's the only place I had to put it.
I see some tomatoes on it.
You can have some.
Would you tell us about these stacks? I think they're so interesting.
Okay, well, in the Scandinavian countries, they use a whole lot of firewood, you can imagine. So they stack it in this way because of the air circulation is better, and it dries much faster than if you had it stacked in a regular traditional log stack. And plus, they're really pretty. I think they look like a pine cone.
They do. Giant.
Yeah. So here's my vegetable and herb garden. I learned a lot. I cut down my sunflowers because I found out that they shade everything, and so nothing gets any sunshine. Same with the cosmos. Next year they'll have a different area. I have a little bitty teeny weeny yarrow back there that gets no sunlight. There's a strawberries, sage, Russian sage, oregano, catmint. I can't remember what this is. My dill is falling over.
Yeah, my dill is.
And that's catmint. And my basil got hit by that killing frost, and it's just never, ever recovered. However, since I pruned it, the new leaves are regular size. But see how teeny the leaves are?
Well, there's some varieties that have little small leaves.
Well, this is regular.
Oh, okay.
Regular old. Just the frost did it. And there's my okra.
Oh, yeah.
And I had butternut squash. These are my two favorite vegetables. And I saw these pretty little lavender bugs crawling on the plants, and I came out the next day and they were dead. They're squash bugs, and they eat winter squash. So now I've started some tiger lily seeds here and some more hollyhock seeds, which I will transplant when they get big enough. I believe maybe some are coming up.
So you planted those directly in the ground?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's keep going. I would sit outside all day long and just look at this.
It's pretty.
It is.
Where are we going?
Let's talk about these.
I love my crepe myrtles, but I'm not sure about where to prune them because I don't know if the limbs keep growing up and will this be at the top, or if I cut them off, will this grow up and I'll just have all this stuff at the top. So I'm not really sure. I read online, but I do not know. And I keep cutting the suckers and they keep coming back. Oh, this is a good thing to talk about. I planted these Annabelles and they died and I replaced them. Then when the next one died, I figured out the hole was not dug well because the water just sits in this hole. So they will root rot if you don't have a good hole. So I didn't do it myself. Somebody did it for me, not my fault.
Are these soft touch?
These
Hollies?
are, yep.
Are you happy with those?
Holly. I love them. I love them. I really like them a lot.
Buttercup, how about you?
Buttercup.
2 paws up?
And my New Dawn rose looks really bad. I hope it starts to look better.
Well,
I don't
it's
know.
the end of August.
It was really pretty this spring.
Oh, I saw it. It was beautiful. Beautiful.
But I don't know. I don't know what to do.
Wait till cooler weather.
Okay. Yeah,
Keep watering it and feeding
I hate
it.
having something that ugly right in front. But this is my cherry tree. If you put down a walk, like I did, for gosh sakes, put landscape cloth under it. I was in such a hurry, I did not do it, and it just is weeds all the time. I just got rid of